evening, everyone. Hello, I'm Nora, your host for today. This is our very second training of the month where we're going to share a very good topic where we guys can learn optimizing a Facebook ads setting 2.0, where we're going to bring up our very welcome guest or very welcome speaker, Bob Lay, that's going to be sharing more in detail on how you can learn about these Facebook ads strategies. All right. So today we're going to be talking and sharing more about budgeting, how you can create your copywriting basics, how you can design or set up your Facebook ads images in terms of the creatives, and then the way on some of tips on how to read the Facebook report that was provided once we have run the FB ads. Okay, so please share this live so that we can benefit more among us, because today's class is a free sessions where this is an exclusive training for all the Rising Stars publishers and to those who are also joined our Facebook group called Rising Stars Affiliate Hub. Thank you so much for those who are spending your time for our training today. So if you are ready, please make sure that you guys comment down below that you guys are ready before we call up our trainers for the day. All right. So please comment down below whether you guys are ready. You guys are ready to start. We can just start these sessions as soon as possible. Right. So before we begin that, we'd like to just share with you a little bit about our Rising Stars program. So to those who are the selected publishers, to those who are the selected Rising Stars, please be informed that we have many great benefits where you can earn from us. What you can see on the screen shown here is the road to level up Rising Stars publishers. So to those who are performing between the stages, you guys can earn as up to 300 Malaysia ringgit, and to the Singapore publishers, don't worry, you guys can still earn up to 100 Singapore dollar when you have reached each of the stages, as you can see on the screen here. So we have 3 stages at the moment, and then until you reach the top level, and these are the level where you guys being one of the key account publishers, and from there you guys can start to obtain your own dedicated account manager. Right, cool enough, right? So if you guys are ready, please comment down below whether you guys are ready. Start now. I'm here just to see whether we have some of you waiting before we begin the class. All right, let's see if we have anyone. Denise today. Can we have anyone else ready to go? Cool. We have some more ready to go. Anyone else that are watching this live, please say, hey, I'm here just in time. Cool. You are just lucky enough to be here. Hello, TechCom. Thank you so much for being here the second time. We have a lot of supporters among our ACCESSTRADE Malaysia and Singapore. Thank you so much. We really appreciate all your efforts, all your supports towards ACCESSTRADE Malaysia and Singapore. So, all right, without further ado, let's welcome our speaker of the day, Bob Lay, please. Hello, Bob.
Thank you very much. Hi.
Yes.
Hi, Nora. Good to see you again.
Good to see you as well. Thank you so much for sharing
Quite
your
close to a
knowledge.
holiday already.
Exactly. Yes. Thank you so much for spending your time with us and then sharing your very valuable knowledge to us. So I think we have seen a lot of our viewers are ready now. So yes, Bob Lay, would you mind to take over the stage? The floor is yours.
Sure, certainly. Right. Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everyone. It's good to see everybody again. It's a holiday, and we are, we're going to enjoy this learning together before the holiday season's coming. I'll just double check with my sharing on the screen if you can see my screen. All right. Okay, it'll be good. So just double check before we start our sessions together. All right. I'm just loading it, and hopefully you can see my screen soon. All right. Okay. So today we're going to talk about continue from the day one. Day one, we talk a little bit about targeting. Talk about your objective first. Of course, objective, and then your targeting. All right, and of course, how we're going to move forward today. We're going to talk about budgeting. We're going to talk about placement. We're going to talk about how to do creative. Right, creative consists of 2 important elements. One is copywriting. Another one is the image visual. So either it's images or video. So today we're going to talk a little bit about that. I'm going to go really quick because an hour, really honestly, if you want to showcase everything to you, it's really impossible. But hopefully today I'm going to give you enough tips so you can create effective Facebook ads so that you're getting the result that you want. Right? As much as you are a affiliate marketer. I am also a affiliate marketer. So it's actually very good. We are in the same page, understanding how we do affiliate marketing. All right. So let's talk about, as I said, real quick recap. So we're going to talk about budgeting. We're going to talk about placement. We're going to talk about copywriting. We're going to talk about graphics or image visual in general. It can be graphics as well as video, and as well as looking at reading the reports. It's very important actually when you launch it. Doesn't mean that your work's done there. In fact, it's just beginning of the work. You need to read how to read the reports and know how do you analyze from there and improve upon. All right. So today we're going to talk about basics, but of course in the future, right? Hopefully Nora will invite me back again. So we'll talk about more how to optimize further on your Facebook ads, and also we may even talk about advanced, right? So how do actually we do different strategy. But first step first, you need to launch the campaign, okay, for the first start. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to do and set up the Facebook ads. We're going to go back. I'm going to go back to my ads manager, right? If you are like me, was doing halfway done and all things, well, usually your ads will be in some sort of in draft time, right? In draft basics. So what you do is, if in draft, you can continue editing, right? Doesn't mean that you have to start from all over again. But let me just go to the edit. I'm going to go through step by step. Quick recap what we have done last week, so that actually you know what we have done. For those who did not join us the first week, real quick recap, right? Of course, first of all, we create a campaign. Okay, we talk about campaign, ad set, ads, different three different level. So first of all, we set a campaign name first. Okay, then what we do is we choose the objective, right? The campaign objective. Right, we'll talk about awareness, we'll talk about traffic, engagement, leads, also sales, right? Of course, ads promotions. Another one someone's asked last week is more on for promoting the apps. So focus on, for affiliate marketing, we'll focus on traffic as well as sales, these two. Now, what some participants did ask last week is like, why choose traffic over the sales? If you are launching the first time, you choose traffic first, right? And then you can switch your campaigns to sales later. Why do they say? It's because Facebook will base on the result they're generating, and then they will optimize upon to that, right? If you go straight away to sales, they optimize on any conversion, which means anything that turns into sales. But sometimes there's not enough data, so you may not get enough, okay, impression or even reach in that matter. So what we want to do is you want to create as much as impression and reach first before going to the sales and all those things. So of course, long run, optimize the objective, campaign objectives to sales is the best strategy. But in the beginning, we probably will start with traffic first. Yeah, okay. But provided you already done it before, then there is certain data for Facebook to actually do reference and all things as well. So that is what we have done. So the next thing we did is actually on targeting. Of course, we're looking at targeting. Let me just quickly load the page, right? So, yep. So we're looking at how do we do targeting. Isn't it? We're looking at targeting in terms of interest, right? So the brand and product they knows, right? We talk about the others competitors, and also we talk about influencer. So these are the four elements, but of course there are other interests that we're looking at. Okay, so looking at this, we're looking at, right, conversions, of course, going to the website because we're doing affiliate marketing. So what you want to do is you want to get them to visit your affiliate link site, right? So if the affiliate link site they visit and they purchase product, you get a commission out of it. So that's our business model, right? So for affiliate marketing. Okay, now if we're going to scroll down, of course, we're looking at budgeting and also which we'll talk about today. But before that, just recap, we actually set the audience. For example, the location, right? So be specific on your location, age, gender, as well as targeting, right? So people will match it. For example, I'm actually promoting JD, right? JD is more on sportwear, sports and so on and so forth. But I especially want to sell jersey, right? So that's final, right? So all this watched final, isn't it? Fantastic, isn't it? Fantastic final, all right? So of course now it's still the the heat of it and all things. So it's very good to sell sport jersey and all things. Well, so I'm targeting people who are interested in sports, interested in football, futsal, or Lionel Messi, right? So okay, so this is what we said. We didn't know that he's going to win it, but I can't predict he will win it. Huh? So of course, we also want to match it. Remember, we talked about narrow targeting, match with engaged shopper, right? So because engaged shopper means that people will go online and buy something. So if you have that right match and all things, then you get the right result. Of course, languages also we said all three different languages. Okay. Now back to what we're going to talk about today, right? So all these things we've already covered last week. So let's go into the real topics that we're going to cover today, which is the budgeting, right? So we're talking about budgeting now. Before that, you probably will see optimization and delivery. Okay, here, if you're doing the first time, I would suggest you choose link clicks over others, right? So of course, there's including like landing page view, your daily unique reach, impression, all things. But my experience will tell me link clicks will give you a much better result in that sense. All right, let's talk about budgeting. Now, how much budget you need to put in now. But before even you talk about budgeting, you need to understand the concept, right? For Facebook, there's two type of targeting. If you click here, most of people will actually only realize daily budget. There is actually two type of budgeting you can do. One is called daily budget. Another one is lifetime budget, right? So lifetime budget. So what is all those things? I'll just give you a quick idea what those things is. All right. So looking at daily budget, all right. So daily budget means that the average amount of money you are willing to spend in a single day, right? So the amount of you want to spend on an ad set or ad campaign each day, each day. So let's say example, your average you want to spend daily about 220 ringgits or 20 Sing dollar. So this is what you do is the Facebook, of course, will not just stick it exactly 20, but sometimes you spend 20 ringgit, sometimes it will be a bit less, 18, not much range, and slightly over, maybe 21, but average, you're looking at about 20 ringgit or $20 a day, kind of things like that. So it's actually breaking into quite consistent. Now, which means that some will ask like, so which means if I spend more than 20, then my ads will stop. Yes, that's the advantage of this budgeting, because you budget upon the certain amount average every day. So there are certain days that will probably increase to even 24, but that will not be a big range. So daily budget is not a hard cap, but you work well if you want to spend roughly the same amount. So this work well if you're looking for a campaign, we're looking at long run one. Okay, that could be, for example, you're promoting a property, right? You're promoting, for example, sports and all things. This is like year-long kind of promotion, isn't it? But if, let's say, example, you're going for a, let's say, Lazada or or other platform, which is maybe at this moment Christmas sales, for example, or Double 11, Double 12, Cyber Monday sales and all things. Those are short terms, right? So those are the things I will probably suggest that you go for lifetime budget, right? So what is lifetime budget? Lifetime budget is total amount that you're willing to spend over entire run time of your campaign or your ad sets, all right? So which means that a certain period of time, for example, on the 6th of November and 6th of December to about 12th of December, so this 6 day, you're only willing to spend about $100 or 100 ringgit for the matters. So during this period of time, okay, you just tell Facebook, this is the budget I have, right? So use it sparingly and use it for my advantage to get as much people to click on the link and goes to my affiliate link sites and all those things. Well, so if you can see the graph here, and I was saying certain days maybe you spend 22, certain days even 9 ringgits for that matter. Certain days only about 9 ringgit or $9 or 17. All right, next day 14, another 18, 20, sometimes 0 and all things. So there is kind of big fluctuations over the time. Now, these types of budget, and I was saying as well, budgeting, I will advise for a lot short-term one, right? So in that sense that actually you let Facebook to decide when are the day they need to spend more, when are the day you spend less, right? So this is how actually you're looking at the budget, right? So this is what we're going to do is I'm going to go back to the ads manager. So you can decide on either on a daily budget or lifetime budget, right? So example, am I running this jersey and all things? Well, even though the heat of World Cup is going down and all things, well, people will probably buy less, but still there are people who are actually willing to spend money on the jersey over time, because it could be another, like for example, EPL coming and other things coming, right? So that it will be my strategy. Again, you have to decide what sort of budget or what kind of strategies you are looking at. All right. So how much budget should you spend on? Okay. Now, usually what we'll do is you will put in a certain amount of money. So they will tell you on Facebook itself, they will tell you estimate daily reach and how much it's going to be. Like, for example, 3,000 to about 11,000. Reach means that every unique individual each day they're reaching. So it's about 4,000 to about 11,000 unique people seeing your ads every single day. All right, so this is different days. So that's what the estimate. Again, don't take it as cast on stone, just a reference. So how much should I spend? Right. So for you, really how much you want to achieve, right? In that sense. So if you're doing it the first time, I advise just go for 20 first, right? So 20 each month, about 600 ringgit for that. So, but again, they say the cost may be higher and similar. All these are depending on industry and all things. So also the size and all things about 1,000 plus and all things for a start, right? Of course, once you get the momentum, you can increase, right? Over times when the campaign running, you can actually increase the budget, all right? And of course, I will say usually even we're running for daily budget, I will also advise you set an end date. Remember this, even start and end dates. Even though it says I'm going to continue running for another year and all things, it's fine. But at least you run for a period of time. At least you set a target first, and then don't worry. You can Facebook will inform you, right? So when your campaign is coming to the end, so whether you want to continue or not. So it's actually good practice you do that. For example, I'm going to run until 31st. Okay, that's 31st and all things as well. The start date is in the past, right? Of course, the start date is in the past is 14. So let's start at 21st, right? And to the 31st. Now let's just put it that way first. Okay, so budget is actually important. It's also a part of strategy. Either you go to daily budgets or lifetime budget. But again, also how much you want to spend, right? What our advice is spend a little bit first in the beginning and see how it goes, right? So I'm going to talk about the reports later. We talk about learning stage and all this. So in the beginning, it's more learning stage. You can actually put more. Again, you could be a strategist. You won't put as much money so that the actually learning stage is much faster. Okay, but I mean for affiliate, what I would say is just spend about 20 ringgits or $10-20, right, for a start, and then slowly scale up, right? One you may scale is add on the budget slowly. Okay, you will see the result. If 20 ringgits will create a certain result, if 30 ringgits and all things, you can see also continuous seeing the results. That's called the budgeting. What I call the strategy, what you can use. All right. So the next thing you can see is this placement. Placement is very straightforward. It's where your ads appear, right? In Facebook, there's many places you can appear and all things. Well, but of course, I would say we go for recommendation, which is advantage plus placement. I'll go for advantage plus placement. But if just in case you want to see where it is and all things, well, or that especially your ads only appear to certain group of people, so you can actually go, for example, at least you want to say, decide, I want to just go Facebook or I just want to go for Instagram. That's fine too, right? Audience network means that any website that associate with Facebook, any website associate with Facebook now, it's like, all right, another website says, hey, you can put your ads in my website as well. All right, that's called audience network. All right, sometimes you actually read on Facebook and then you click and it goes to another website, isn't it? Or for more longer form kind of blog, longer form of reports, longer form articles and all things. Well, inside there's also an ads, right? So that's called audience network and all things. Well, now you want to see exactly what it is, just mouse it over and you can see how it goes, how it looks like. Okay, and there we go. It takes a bit of time to show, all right? So you can actually go through every one of them, like in article and so on and so forth. All right. So this all depend also what sort of product you're promoting. But I would say at this moment, just go for advantage plus placement. and see where the placement will create more better result, right? So when you do the report, you can see where all this placement will create the result for you. That's the things that we're actually looking at. That in the beginning when you launch, I got a notice from Nora is talking about basics, right? So you understand it. Basics ad setting is what we do is we do the basic first, see the result, we optimize further from there. All right. So once we have decided a placement, so what we're going to do is we're going to do the next. Okay. Okay. Next thing what we're going to do is this. All right. What we do is we will decide the ads names, right? So just now we took at campaign names. Now we have to decide on the ads names, right? So the ad names, okay, you have to decide what is the ad names itself. So we're talking about, let's say example, in my case that we're talking about jersey and all things. Well, okay. So what we do is, let's say example, I will say football jersey again. Football jersey. Okay. So that will be my ad names. All right. So let's say example, last week also I did mention that it will be good that you have a Facebook page, right? So because then you can, advertise on your Facebook page. In this case, I will have to decide so which Facebook page I want to. So I have few of the Facebook page. Let's say example, I decide on Clean Delight lah. All right, and also Instagram account. So this one also, if you can only advertise if using this format, using the ads manager, right, to sort of what do you call that? Sort of connect. So which means you advertise on the Instagram account, right? If you connect with your Facebook page, you need to connect with your Facebook page, right? So if you don't want to know how to do it, you actually can search YouTube video how to connect your Facebook page with your Instagram. Okay, it's very very easy. All right. So but today we're not going to talk about it. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to go straight into how to create an ad itself, right? Okay, now in the beginning, when I mentioned about on the day one, right, there's four factors on doing Facebook, of course, right? So one is your objective, the other one is who do you want to target, and all these things. We're talking about budgeting, and of course, last but not least, your creative, right? How do you present yourself in terms of copywriting, in terms of how do you do the visual, right? It can be images, it can be video, and all things. Well, this is the last part already, right? So if we say, this is good, right? So the last part already, we can set up all the Facebook, right? So what you do is you're going to do Facebook itself, all right? So in ad setup, okay, you can actually do manual upload. Manual upload means that you're going to upload on your own, right? So this is called manual upload, right? And of course, you can also do catalog, right? But catalog, you must have a merchant account, right? So which means you already upload certain products, and then there is a catalog. Then you can actually draw from the catalog. But I would suggest today we're going to use manual upload, and of course format. All right, so that is single image or video, okay, which I will encourage you to do. And the other one we can also consider, which is carousel. If your let's example you are doing promoting affiliate for Lazada and all things, so the carousel will be a very good option as well, right? So that is your choice, right? Of course, I would say, for example, I'm just promoting jersey. I can also go for carousel, right? So I just go for carousel, and I can create from carousel, which means what I do is carousel means that you can actually have multiple products, all right, in one ad, so where the customers can just scroll. So that's called carousel. I did mention on day one, just in case you do not sure and you're not sure about it, please go and watch day one, right? So I did mention about how actually, how carousel looks like. Okay. So what we do is single image or carousel for that matter. Okay, let's look at single image. All right. So we're going to do a single image or video. All right. Okay, so what we do is we're going to do single image today. All right. So what we do is, for example, so what we do is because I have not set in any creative yet. So you see Facebook is actually very smart. They try to grow into my, previous ads and then giving me all these ads and all things. But don't worry about it. We're going to create the ads. So what we do is you're going to add media here, right? So what you're going to do, either you add images or add video, right? And even add media images, and also your primary text, right? For example, now we're going to talk about this. We're going to come back on this one first. We're going to talk about how to create all those things, right? So this is what we call a copywriting, the text, right? Text on top. You can see on ads and all those things. It's always, text, right? So how do you write the text? And also there's headline here. So we're going to talk about headlines. Of course, we're talking about images here as well. So we're going to talk about how to create that images. Right? So we're going to have about 20 minutes of time to just talk about how to create all this creative. So let's talk about the copywriting. Okay, let's talk about the copywriting. Now, copywriting is actually, yeah, some very challenging for some of you lah. So it says, I what to write, and also of course, I mean, my best tip is goes to your affiliate link site and then look for some idea. But I'm going to share with you today three basics copywriting formulas that works well not only in social media, right? Social media within Facebook and also, but also across all different things. For example, even your Facebook. I mean, your not so Facebook, your what you call it, your website and all things as well. But we're talking about especially today on Facebook ads itself. So I'm going to introduce to you three basics copywriting formulas that work really well. Right? One is called PASS. Okay, PASS means problem, agitate, solve. All right, I'm going to show it to you one by one, but I'm going to go through with you one first. Second one is bridge after bridge, and third one is either. Now, most people will use either, but you can also try to use pass and bridge after bridge. So, how do you actually use this formula to write your copywriting, right? Especially your ads, you need to do copywriting, isn't it? Right? Of course, you can outsource people to do it, but you can also do this. All right. So think of this formula. Okay. Once you apply this formula, it's very easy to write already. For example, problem, agitate, solution. All right. Problem, agitate, solutions. First of all, if you use the formula, you state a problem, right? So your audience is never short of any problems. One, they always have problem one, right? But the only thing is that when they have problems, sometimes they just take your time, right? They take their own sweet time and say, okay lah, let's wait and all things. So then what you need to do is you need to agitate that problem. Okay, what do you mean by agitate problem? Which means that you rub a salt in the wound. For example, you have cuts and also you feel okay lah, cuts and all this, but suddenly you put a wound, a salt on the wound. How do you feel? You feel like ouch, and you have to do something about it, right? So this is a very good way of doing writing. So what you do is when you do copywriting, you state the problems, right, and you agitate the problem further. So you make it more painful for the person, so that the person have to start doing something about it. Okay. Then after that, you roll out a solution, because no point that you leave it them in pain, but you're not going to give them solutions, is it? Of course, your solution always is your product. So it could be your affiliate product, all right, in that case. Okay, so it could be they're having a problems on maybe, let's say, stomach ache and all things as well. So not only stomach ache, but also it could be also, you know, um, leads to a further problems and all things. Well, then you roll out solutions and give them a recommendation and all things. So this is what you do as a affiliate marketer, isn't it? For example, how do you do is, example, your car won't start. All right. So this is the copywriting that I just want to give you an example. Your car won't start. Okay. Your car won't start. Okay lah, right? Yeah, it's a problem, but okay lah. But let's say, example, you have an appointment in 15 minutes. You got to rush there, and then maybe the appointment's gonna, it's potential multi-million dollars deals and all things. So that could be a real pain, isn't it? If you cannot make it, and then you could be your your prospect and all things are flying off and all things, right? So I'm just pointing at probably the one that you're writing to. Then you say call cool caps, right? So that is a solution provided. You can see the first thing is we state the problem. Second one, we actually agitate them further, and then we give them a solution. In this case, call cool caps, right? So the first thing is pass. Okay. Second formula we can use is called bridge after bridge. Right. So the bridge after bridge. Bridge after bridge is what? Bridge after bridge is showing your audience what life is right now. Now, usually it's not very pleasant one, right? It's not very impressive one. Okay. Now, as audience that reading your copy, usually they have something that they're looking forward to, because they are not very happy with current situation. Okay, then you explain how the world could be better, which means they are looking for better, and then you can tell me it's possible, right? So the secret, of course, involving the product you recommend. All right, so that could be how you write it in. Next, you show them how your product, means the product you recommend or the service you recommend, can make the world a reality, right? Something that really you can make it in all things well. So think of this. All right. So this is also a very, very good way of actually writing, copy to entice people want to know more about the products or the program they affiliate with. In this case, for example, co-schedule, right? Co-schedule is social media scheduling tools and all things, right? So let's say example, if you're doing social media, you know that every day you have tons of things to do, all right? So you're stuck with scheduling social media manually. Usually that's what people do, manually. So because they do manually, that manually usually will involve a lot of works, a lot of time and all things. So you put this start scheduling social media manually, and then says there must be a better way, isn't it? So you're giving them a little bit of hope, right? Things that can be better and all things. Well, then you tell them that, hey, use this one, it can be better, right? Enter so-called schedule, right? Co-schedule and all things. Well, all right. So this is how actually you write bridge after bridge. Okay. Now the other one you can do is, right, we call it either. All right, either. Either means attention, interest, desire, and action. Okay. First of all, you must get your audience attention first. Okay, you write either a very strong headline or copy that actually shock people. Right. For example, it says, right, in order to reduce weight, eat more fat. Right. In order to reduce fat, eat more fat. How do people think, huh? Really? All right. So that could be caught people in and actually a surprise statement, and also they want to know more about it, right? Then you stroke the interest, right? You provide more details how to actually or to get them to interested in learning more about what you actually said in the headline example. In this case, maybe we're looking at how actually there's a good fat or bad fat and all things. Well, actually how you get a good fat, eat more oils, good oil and all things actually will help you reduce fat and all things. Well, all right. So I'm just giving an example on this. Then actually they will interested in how to know more about it, right? Then they will start to know, oh, this is how it is done. And then you want to do is next step, you want to generate desire. Okay, desire means that they want to know more, right? Just not only they know that, oh, eating good fat and all things are good, or oil is good and all things. Well, so how to actually consume it better, right? So you just tell them a stroke sort of a statement says, not only you know how to do it, what kind of oils or fats you need to eat, but how do you do it and all things. So you want to know more about it, I'm going to give you how your chart, how to do it, or actions, how to do it and all things. But in order to do that, the last thing you want to do is you want to get them to actions. In this case, if you're doing affiliate marketing, is get them to click the link, go to our affiliate sites to learn more about it and all things. So that is called AIDA. All right, attention, interest, desire, and actions. Right. So get the audience attention first, stroke their interest. All right, make sure it's not only attention but also continue to get them to want to know more about your product and services, and then get the desire, get them to say do some actions, and then end of the day must make sure that they do an action. For example, in this case, it's a bit more dramatic. Let's put this way, we'll put like 10,000% growth, right? 10,000% growth. Wow, this is like wow in all things as well, right? So he said like, okay, so you get the attention of someone's ready, and they say it is possible. Down there's actually more interest in all things as well. Then you generate desire. It can be yours. So it imagines that it can be yours. Wow, this is like generating this desire, and then take the action. Action is what? See how to do it, right? So see how to do it. That's what we call the AIDA. Okay. So with this is how actually you do copywriting. So in the sense that when you do copywriting, all right, in this case, all right, so when you do ads and all things as well, make sure you have all these elements in this, right? So this is what we call it the prime text. You can either opt for past, right? You have a problem, state of problems, and then what you do is you actually put out a agitation. So make sure it's more agitated, and then you give them a solution, right? Or else you're going to breach of the bridge. They are not happy at this moment, right? So how they are going to be, better, and of course, in you giving them a better solution for that to achieve their goals, or you can do either and all things. For example, you can go as crazy as possible for even either. For example, right, 80% off for Argentina jersey, right? For example, right? Okay, for example, and then it says it can be yours. All right. Okay, so it can be yours. It's good, isn't it? So you don't go, wow, I didn't really want, and then you get 80% off, and also it's like, what is possible, right? So the read agenda and all things. Well, all right. Choose the side. All right. And then what you do is you desire, you create desire and all things. Well, all right. Grabs it today. Okay. Visit our store. Okay, so along that line. Okay, so this is what we actually can write. Of course, and simplify because of the time factor and all things. So I will not be like writing long copy, but you can expand from that and all things. So that's we call copywriting. I hope something that you learned today. So that's copywriting. With this copywriting, of course, you have to come up with a very nice picture, isn't it? Images, or either that, or you can come up with a good video. Right. So what we do is you can actually I'm going to do some recommendation. All right, before that, all right, so some of you are doing copywriting and all this. Well, you will come to this, even a writer will have a writer block as well. It's like, oh, what to write? Okay, you don't know what to write and all things. So I still do not know how to write and all things. Well, right, some of you probably are like in this situation. Now let me just give you some recommendation. I can give you some recommendations. So this is what there are many AI writers out there, right? So the AI writers means artificial intelligence writer, which can creates a copy like for Facebook and all this as well. Now, my advice again, this is my recommendations. There are many AI writers out there, right? AI writer means the AI writer software. So this is one I recommend. It's called Write Sonics. All right. If you want to find out more about it, you can go to my affiliate link here. All right. Again, we're doing affiliate marketing. All right. I'm doing affiliate as well for Write Sonics. If you want to support me, you can go to bit.ly/Write Sonic dashboard. Write Sonic is WRITESONIC dashboard, right? Bob. Okay, that's my affiliate link. All right. So this is how this Write Sonic will looks like. So if you sign in, so you can actually write many copies. All right. So if I can sign in today and give you some, the demonstration how to do it. Hopefully I can. If it's not, it's okay. You can always go and explore yourself. All right, copywriting, just in case that you have writer blocks or you decide, hey, I do not know how to write. That is, a tool for you to help. Again, don't take it cast on stone. Look at the copy and mend accordingly as well. So there are tools to help you, but don't rely 100% on all these tools as well. So let's see how it looks. Okay, how the speed loads going to be. If it's not loading in about a minute, so we probably a minute or two, we will probably move on to the next one regular. So in that, all this, they actually, okay, welcome back. All right, and all right, continue. Okay. All right, let me just, okay. Okay, if hopefully I can load up today. Okay, sometimes the day because internet is slower on what will not be able to load up. Okay, if it's not gonna move on, I'm gonna move on first. But however, what we do is there are actually a lot of formats, including Facebook ads. Actually, there we go. As we talked, all right, ads and marketing tools. Okay, you can use ads and marketing tool, right, and they will actually be writing something for you. But of course, you need to put some input as well. For example, ads and marketing like Facebook ads here. All right, so which is really really popular. So what you can do is you put your service name, for example, JD, all right, and also description, all right, football jersey of all nation, right? Okay, for sales, okay, right? Occasion, right? It could be no occasion promotion, 80% off, for example, all right? Okay, so you just click on generate. So it will generate a really nice copy for you. All right. Okay, there we go. Do you love football? Then you love JD's collection of jersey for all nations. Get 80% all as well. So you can see. So that will be a copy that actually you can do a reference. Okay, of course, you do a little bit amendment here and there and put it on the, for example, on your, okay, so I'm going to copy this, right? I'm going to put into my ads. But again, I mean, don't copy me 100% like this lah. Of course, I would. Okay, I will do sort of a bit of amendment, all right, on my own later because of time factors. I will not do this. This is how actually you can see. This is how they write a really nice copy as well. Huh? Of course, make sure you have a good headline, right? So that's okay, captured, right? So you can put 80% off for all jersey, all right? Okay, make sure you capitalize the words J as well as A and also the first letter, right? Of if you're looking at headline and all things as well. So you can see you can put primary text as well as headline. Okay, so use the formula I teach you, or you may use the tool, for example, like Right Sonic as well. Okay, now of course with the right sonics and the copywriting is done already, so you have to also looking at the visual, right? So of course, some of you say I do visual first. That's fine, right? There's no right and wrong about it. Of course, this one usually what we do is we use Canva. All right, some of you are very familiar with Canva already. Canva can create fantastic pet templates. All right, so what you can do is you go to Canva, right? If you have no idea about Canva, you can go to canva.com and sign up free account. Okay, and then there are templates for you to use for free as well. And you can do that, right? For example, you go to search for create for Facebook ads. All right, Facebook ads. Okay, so we create the Facebook ads. So what they do is, okay, they will give you a template. Okay, so to do Facebook ads. Okay, in this case, right? So I'm going to do is let's hopefully that looks fast today. It looks like today are much better with the day one, but still, yeah, there are still many people using internet today, yeah, because holidays, right? Everybody love to use internet during the holiday. Okay. So using this, there are many templates you can use. So which means that you can just amend here and there. They become your own ads copy, ads images ready. So it's a fantastic tool. So I must say one of the very good invention Canva and all things. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to straight away go to sports. Okay, jersey lah, jersey. If we see, you can find any. There's nothing about it. So maybe it's sports only lah. Let's say sports. Any good template for sports? Yeah, there we go. Right. So I'm going to do is I'm going to do use this. All right. So I'm going to use this, and then I will just amend. So I'm going to add 50%. I'll put 80%. All right, 80%. I choose jersey here. So let's example, I'll go to a image on the left side here. Where's my image? Right, projects, photos, right? So let's say put a jersey, let's see, all right. So if there is, all right, let's example, I'm going to put it here, replace. All right, so I'm happy with this. I'm going to just go and download this. All right, I'm going to download JPEG. Either JPEG or PNG is fine. So JPEG, the difference, of course, JPEG is lower resolution, but it's good enough already. Yeah, so it's really good enough for Facebook. But you want a higher resolution, PNG is good. All right, so it's either way. So what you do is I'm going to go back to my ads here. So what we do is I will get add media. Okay. Add media, add images. All right. So I'm going to add images, add image. All right. I'm going to upload my image. Click on upload image. Okay. So I did download the image earlier. There we go. 80% off. Just open. Okay, we'll just hopefully the load fast. You will see my image here. So we'll go. All right, 80% is there. It's still loading. There we go. All right, so this is the image, and then you just go to the next. All right, so when you choose the image, they always will tell you also, for example, feed is one by one. This is how it looks like and one by one. But of course, you want to keep in original. It's also can. So, but you're going to be have a crops up and down. So I recommend then also you can also design it to recommend one by one if you want to go for feed in stream and all things. So, but if you just go on feed and also, actually this is good enough already. All right. So feed, which means that you can see on the timeline and all things. Well, story, if you want to do story, then you have the time like create 9 by 16, right? So, but I will just keep it original. So, but of course, you can redesign it on Canva again. So you can go to Canva and then you choose on the how to design, and you also can crop and all those things as well. So today, because it's not a graphics design class, so I will not do all these crops and all this. But I will recommend you can always go to Canva and redesign different sizes, right? So, but this is what usually what we do if you want to show it on a timeline. A timeline, which means when you scroll, you straight read your friends, you know, story and all this. There's ad in between. So what you do is go next, all right? And then you see it enhance optimize images. That's fine. Just click on done. All right. Just click on done. Okay, you can see that's how the image will look like, right? So you can see on the right side here, the ad previews, this is how it looks like, images, all those things. Well, but of course, there's also, if you can see the media here, they also tell you you can also upload video, right? So how do you create video? I'm going to recommend few sites for you to visit, right, on for creating video. Okay, looks like my time is cut up really, really soon, so I'm going to go really quick. All right, so before going to video and all things, well, if you're looking for any images, right, so you want to get it for free and all things, well, for example, you want to don't want to use from Canva and all things, well, you can go to Unsplash. It's totally free, all right, so you can use all these images. I'm just going to quickly show you Unsplash how it looks like. So you can go Unsplash. Okay, there are all these images that you can use for free, all right. And then, of course, the other one that you can go to is called Pixabay. Okay, now Pixabay, right? Also free images as well, royalty-free video as well. All right, I believe there is also video, right? So you can use video. Some of the video you can use. So these are the images you can use for free. So Unsplash or Pixabay. All right. Of course, there are many others. I will recommend these two for the moment. Now, okay, and of course, what about editing, right? So editing video and all things. Well, now editing video, right? So could be another class you want to learn how to do video editings. I will recommend these two. One is called CapCut. Another one is InVideo, right? The difference between this is CapCut is totally free, but InVideo, right? There are many good templates you can use, right? So, for example, let me go to InVideo. Let me show it to you. This is InVideo. All right, there are many good templates. Like, for example, you can see this, right? So there is, like, for example, animations done and all things. Well, CapCut, you have to start from scratch, right? So you have to start from scratch. You have to think of how you can sort of like develop your own video, the animation, all those things. So you have to create from scratch. A good thing about InVideo is that there is also always really pre-template you can use. All right, so those are the tools you can use for creating video. All right, so let's go into the last point of the training today. which is best method using Facebook pay ads. All right. So what if, let's say example, you have no idea, I still have no idea how to create images, no copy and all things. Well, there is also always a references, right? So what you can do is you can go and see, studies your competitor ads. Where do you study competitor ads? You can actually go to facebook.com/slash ads slash library. All right. Okay. You can see this. You can go to slash library. So you can search either within Malaysia or the whole world. So it's really up to you. And then you do choose all ads, and then you can choose, like example, sports, right? Or you can choose also the name of the company, right? So it's also okay, either that, or you choose the company that you really know, your competitor company, and see what sort of ads they are creating and how they created ads and all things. I can see it's more on the carousel, right? So you can Jom Beli up to 80% off, extra 20% store wide. See, I'm also running 80%, right? So you can see new design jersey, black Wrangler, PAC and all things. So you can see. All right. So all these things are, let's example, new jersey, black, gold, PUC, right? And all this. You see, I know the trend is also going to jersey and all this. This is where you actually want to do it. So there are also study tools you can use. All these are open book one. So you can see how your competitor, ads looks like. And of course, the other point you want to look at this also, you can see where they started in December 19, okay. But if you can read, something launched maybe in November or June and all things, well, if you're still launching today, which means that campaign is running very well. So you may want to model after the campaign, because you understand that if the campaign is not doing well, they definitely will change already, right? If they're still running, especially running about a month or two, and or even October one, they're still running and all things, which means they are generating result. They're generating definitely sales and all things as well. So that's where you can also get some idea, or you can model after them how actually they write the copy, how do they present the visual, either they create video and so on and so forth. Those are the things you can actually model after. All right. So of course, we're going to talk about is also looking at remember how it looks like a mobile, right? Most people are actually going to mobile, so you just make sure it's actually good for mobile, right? So the last thing we're going to talk about today is campaign summary. Campaign summary means that you need to understand what sort of result you're getting, and from there you can actually improve further. For example, if you launch a campaign, you will come to this first column here. After the first column, of course, is your campaign name. After your campaign name, right, or your ad sets name, the next one is called delivery. Now you can see here in my presentation to you, there is actually a screenshot here is active. Active means it's running now, right? There is inactive here. There will be instances that will come, right? You see here, right? It says learning. Now, what do you mean by learning? Means that, okay, Facebook is learning how to generate good result for you, which means that is a learning stage. Imagine that, consider Facebook, all right, in the beginning, it's like a kids, right? They start to learn things. When you start to learn things, and then until they understand, oh, this is what you want, then only you come to an active stage. So you will probably run a day or two, or sometimes 3 days, depending, right, on the campaign. Then you should only goes into active, right? So sometimes you get a bit more longer time, and you want to shorten the time. What you want to do is you pay more money lah, right? Because the more money you're willing to pay, which means you are willing to budget more. So Facebook have more avenue and more, a budget to play around with, and then to test out different target people, the audience account and all those things. Well, okay, it's called delivery. Of course, the result, that's what the most important things, like how many clicks, for example, and reach is like how many unique people reach within certain period of time. Let's say example, this is within 1 month, right? So this month first to 18 days, so they already reached about 31,000 unique people. Impression is how many times appear on the devices, right? So it doesn't mean that one person, they will see it more than once. Cost per result also is very important. So you need to know that how much does it cost to someone click. So it's like 19 cents. Let's say example, affiliate is paying you, let's say example, $1. So it's 19 cents But you must understand that it doesn't mean that each click will create a result. So you can calculate how many people upon clicks only use how much you spend money. Yeah? For example, if 10 people click, only one people actually buy from your affiliate now, since it will cost you about right? And the dollar 90. If you're getting about $2, probably make a very minimal margin in also. So understand how to read this. This is very important. Of course, assets, similar things, right? So cost per result is important. But of course, there are other metrics you should learn on, you know, doing all these reports and all things. But of course, that one, I would say Nora probably will arrange more on the advanced level. Then we talk about how to read it, optimize, and further. That's a lot more strategy to use. But I think for the basics, Facebook ads setup, right? Facebook ad setup that which Nora, asking me to present and also share with you. I think that is good enough for beginning, right? From there, you can see whether you're getting the results or not, right? From there. Okay, so I think that's it for today's sharing with you. All right, there is another 5 more minutes for you to ask certain questions. Right, if you need to ask me, how to do a certain things. All right, so I will share with you. Okay, I'll pass this time back to Nora. Okay, I'll pass
Awesome.
back to Nora.
Thank you so much, Bob. I think it's a very great sharing. I hope everyone today have obtained a very good lesson, a very good knowledge
Mm.
from today's sharing by Bob Lee. So to those who have missed our first class, as Bob has shared before, we do have our 1.0 sessions where we share about campaign objectives, how to understand your audiences, targeting strategies, and Facebook ad setting up. So before we have this 2.0 session, we do have the 1.0 version. So please be sure to watch the link from the comment section. So our team will share the link later so that you guys can go forward to that link and then understand on the 1.0 sessions before you go deep into this 2.0 session. So hopefully we can meet Bob again on the coming sessions. So please shout out in the comment section so that we know what kind of topics you like to learn more. So maybe we can have a very deeper trainings and more advanced training for Facebook ad settings. Of if you want to learn other than Facebook ad settings, please let us know so that we know what kind of topics, what kind of strategies that you would like to learn more. Okay, so please comment at the down that section so that we can have some ideas what kind of topic we can have on the coming sessions on the next month. But before that, thank you so much for all that participating. So today we do have a lot of questions, by the way, Bob. So let's see
Yeah,
what are
good.
the list of questions we see here. So the first
Mhm.
one is FBS for Shopee and Lazada need to run for how many days for e-commerce usually? So I think it's more of conversion rate. So when is do you think can have this conversion rate for these two kind of campaigns, especially e-commerce?
Yeah, for especially e-commerce, I'll say first of all, I think e-commerce is much easier to convert and also but also depending on your product and services. Now, I
Mm-hmm.
will say how long, what's the conversion rate and all things. Well, there's no definite answer for that and all things. So I will say at least run 7 to 10 days and test it first and see how the response will be. So then you can actually optimize it. Now, usually for e-commerce, optimization takes a bit lot shorter time because there are the infrastructure is there already, so it's much easier to convert as well. But the most important thing is when you do affiliate, you must understand also you're not doing affiliate for Lazada. You must also understand what products you want to promote, right? So if you're promoting a product which is not very popular, you probably takes a bit
But
longer time to do see conversion. But of course, the popular one you can see within 2 or 3 days, you should be able to see some sort of conversion.
all right, so hopefully by 2 or 3 days, it really depends on what's your strategy and
Hopefully,
etc.
yeah.
Right?
Hopefully, yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
that's not a guarantee. Okay, okay. For
Yes.
going to the second question, how do create a lookalike audience from the data do we have? So do we have like creating a pixel database?
Okay. Look alike audience and all things. Usually what to do is let me just share the screen again. So let me see if I can share the screen now.
Mm-hmm.
Um, all right. Look alike audience. Okay. Let me just go for look alike audience. Okay. If you're looking at look alike audience, you need to go to audience site, which is I'm going to go back to. the ad set level. Okay. First of all, you need to have a pixel. Doesn't have to really 100% to have the pixels. If you have a list of customer, also you can upload into on Facebook, right? So you can be also creating a lookalike audience and all things as well. So what you can do is you go to audience here, right? So you create new. Okay, on the right side here, you can see the custom audience. You need to create a custom audience before you can create a lookalike audience, right? So because it must be a reference point for Facebook. Okay, so custom audience is the audience that interact with you. In short, so the simpler way of doing it is actually people will really interact with you. Now, how do they interact with you? Either they visit your website, all right, or you're actually going to, for example, you have certain data for that and all things. So now for affiliate marketing, that's going to be a bit challenging because you will not be able to install Pixel into Shopee, Lazada, or your affiliate site and all things. That's impossible, right? So they will not allow you to do that. Okay. So what you want to do is, okay, you need to have extra step. Okay. Now, some of the affiliate marketers, what they do is they will create, for example, a Facebook ads. They will lead you to your landing page first. So, which means you need to create a landing page. From the landing page, only you direct them to the affiliate link site, right? So you must do a landing page which is really, really like appealing, right? So we talk about just copywriting, for example, or the past, the bridge after bridge. We talk about the IDA. You can use the same formula, generate a very good landing page. They comes to a landing page, they read more about the product services, and they are interested. They click, it goes to their affiliate sites. So that's how you can collect the data. Then you can create pixel on your landing page, or you collect the data. So what you can do, so the other way is what you get them to do is you get them to contact you first. Either they WhatsApp you, they actually message you and all things as well. So what they do is you collect the data, for example, their name, their email, their phone number, all right? And then what you do is you comes to here, you create a custom audience. You need to create a custom audience before you create a look-alike audience. So example, you can go for websites, okay? You can go to, for example, customer list. That's your source. You can also use meta source, which is Facebook source, for example. They see a certain video, all right? So you can, or you can run a lead form. I mentioned to you last week, right? You can also run leads form so they fill in the leads and all things as well. Or you can create a Facebook page especially on that product, right? Or certain category of product. In my case, for example, jersey and all things as well. So what you can do is it goes to that page. Either they like, they engage, and also you retarget them, right? So you can retarget them or you use it as a reference. And then from here, right? And let's example Facebook page. You create a page and all things. What are the page? For example, E was I want and all things. Well, let's example, 365 days, and everybody audience name put it is EU, for example. So you create an audience from here. And then what you want to do is you tell Facebook, right? You create a look-alike audience, which means you reach people who are similar to this one, right? So this group of people already interact with my Facebook page. It could be interact with my Facebook page. It could also be a list, for example, where I mentioned my strategy is to get people to fill in the form to get 80% discount for my jersey and all this. Wow, that's really good already. But they want to know more about it and also goes to my landing page or WhatsApp me. I collect all this data and then I'll tell you how to go into that and buy and all things. Well, right? So that's fine because if your deal is so good that people are actually willing to do that. So you collect the data, so you can also input into your custom audience, and then you create a look-alike audience from here. The look-alike audience, for those who doesn't know what it is, means that you ask Google, I mean, not Google, Facebook, right? Facebook, and look for the people are similar to the one that already interact with you. So you're actually expanding it, but more targeted in that sense. All right. So this is how actually you do the look-alike audience, and I try to simplify as much as possible. Thank
So
you,
it's
Nora,
very
for.
detailed. It's very detailed. Thank you so much for the explanation. I hope it really explains to everyone that asks. And then we have the next question asking about if we have two Facebook page, can we select different ads to run?
Yes, yes, what you can do is, but you need to launch two Facebook ads lah. So each ads will text to the page that you have and also as well. You
Mm-hmm.
can, right?
I see. I think this also imply the same kind of questions. Usually, we need one Facebook page or two.
Ideally one will be enough lah. All right,
One would be
because
enough, right?
too much for you to manage, right? Facebook managing Facebook page is not a joke, sir. And to be honest with you, if you
Mm,
have a
correct.
Facebook page, you just leave it as is. Okay, don't tell me you're managing a Facebook page. You just have a Facebook page. You're not managing a Facebook. You're not managing your Facebook page. You're not getting an audience. You're not getting a follower. You're not getting prospect. You're not getting any buyer. Let's put it this way. So
Mm-hmm.
my advice is create one, right? Of course, again, there is exception. For example, today you're selling sports jersey. Tomorrow, maybe you want to do a flip for property. These tools are non-relevant. So you put on Facebook page, that does looks a bit awkward. Then you probably want to separate it and all things well. But my advice, if you are starting doing affiliate marketing, please focus on one niche. Remember, we talked about I share some of the with some of the affiliate marketers. Actually, I say first choice when you do affiliate marketing, find the right niche first, do one and excel on it first. Okay,
Very interesting. Yes, to find your own niche will be very important so that you can have a very good focus, right? Okay.
correct. Correct.
Yes, I think this is has been a good question for from everyone. They've been wondering whether hashtag really does support in terms of getting more traffic. Can you share a bit of this, Paul?
For Facebook, not really. Now for Instagram, yes. Right.
I
So
see.
hashtag and all things has been working well within the fraternity of Instagram as well as TikTok as well as Pinterest. Right. So these few platform, yeah, but it's no harm to add hashtag right for even Facebook, for even other platform and all things as well. So it's just a normal practice. But in terms of algorithm and all things as well, I think it works better on Instagram, TikTok as well as Pinterest.
I
This way,
see.
yes.
Okay, pretty understandable. Okay, what are the common mistakes as that a copywriter may make?
Overselling.
Oh,
Over,
selling.
yeah, over promise,
Not.
overselling. Please be careful with that. All right. And then the other one that people like to do is what we call clickbait. Right? Clickbait is actually a no-no. Facebook wants to find out, they actually will ban your account. Right? Clickbait
Mm,
means that you're doing some ads and copywriting, which is actually getting people to click because that was so good that the offer is so good to refuse to have, but eventually you're not delivering or you are actually selling other things or not doing that. Please be aware. Do not go for clickbait. Right? Clickbait
mm,
means that you are trading, like for example, you bait someone to just click on it. That's
mm-hmm.
not a very good strategy, right? Of course,
Yes,
overselling, overpromise also don't, right? So, and I'm very very sure your affiliate would not
definitely.
want
Will
you
be
to do that.
rejected.
Especially as straight, I don't think you allow them as well. So
Yeah,
those things. But I think the other common mistakes that people do is putting wrong numbers and all things. Well, right? When you write copy, please get someone to prove it as well, right? And all things. So, all right. So, for example, you say 10%, but suddenly you put another 100%. Bye bye. That's your promise, right? So, proofread, right? Proofread is very important.
yeah. Very important to make sure that you know what you write. Okay, okay. I
Correct.
think this is regarding the one of the feature that you shared. Does Right Sonic have to pay? Is it a paid version? Is it a
Okay,
free?
Right Sonic have a trial version, right? Right Sonic have a trial version will give you 10 credits. 10 credits will probably be enough to create at least 2 to 3 Facebook ads, right? If if any case it says I am not ready, I have not made enough from affiliate marketing and all things, well, right? Don't tell Right Sonic about it. Register uh, register them with another email. That's fine. You will get extra 10 credits again and then create a few more. Right? Until
Okay.
you make money already, then you subscribe to them. Lah. It's about $19 a month and all things. Well, okay, not too bad, lah, $19.
Mm,
Right? If you're making money already from affiliate, $19 a month. US dollars, it's probably less than 100 ringgit. Okay lah. Right.
okay. All right. Second last question. What is the difference in between boosting page and creating a new ads? and which one have the better benefits?
Right. Okay. Now, boosting ads is the easiest way to run an ads, but however, there are limitations. What are the limitations of things? Well, including you cannot do remarketing, you cannot do narrow targeting, you cannot do excludes and all things. Well, which your target may be too wide in the sense that you probably will not get the right targeting. Probably, again, don't quote me. Sometimes we run. I sometimes I do run boost ad as well, depending also on the product and services. But then you don't have the luxury of doing narrow targeting. Remember, we talk about if you e-commerce, you're running a fleet for e-commerce and also you may want to put engage shopper and all things. What as one of the narrow targeting include must have this around this kind of criteria. So that could be something that limit for me to do it and all things as well. But in terms of my experience in doing boosting as well as doing the proper ads, proper ad usually get me a better quality, leads in that sense, lah. Right? But I'll do boosting, right? Not that I'm not doing boosting. In the beginning, I'll probably do boosting a little bit first, just to get the momentum and the crowd in and all things as well. But a long run, a proper Facebook ads that I've gone through with you will be a better way for a long run campaign, ads campaign.
Awesome. All right, I think remarks the end of our questions, and then one of our user also shout out, "Thank you. This session was really beneficial. Thank you so much to Bob Lee for the very good sharing." So I think we really learned a lot today, and hopefully we can meet in another round of sessions. Please remember to shout out in the comment sections what kind of topics you would like to learn more. Maybe the same Facebook ad settings, or maybe the other kind of topics. Please let us know so that we know what kind of strategy we can share on the coming sessions next month. All right. So thank you so much for participating again. Please keep update with all our updates since we have a lot of monthly trainings and also exciting activities lined up for all of you. So don't forget to join all our social media and share this live so that we can benefit more members. All right. So this is all our social media accounts. Thank you so much for participating on this evening. Hopefully, we can see on the next round of next month sessions. All right. So thank you so much again, Bob, for this today's sharing.
You're
Hopefully, we can
welcome.
see you in the next round. Thank you. Bye, everyone.